Our next presenter is Rodien from APTED, France.
So I'm sorry, I'm like some of us, I didn't prepare a lot of things except about the treatment. And I live in a lucky country, golden country, because everything is totally funded by our health system. And so we don't have anything to pay, and we have some cost. And for everolimus, and it's from 2,000 euros to 4 euros. It depends of the quantity of molecule. And 1 year and a half, we didn't have PRT in France. We sent patients abroad, in Netherlands and in Switzerland, and it was at this time totally funded. Now we have PRT in France. We have currently 17 centers where it is available, but we don't have the French agreement. We call that AMM. It's equivalent to FDA approval. So we have a temporary availability, and we don't know why, but we have two conditions. It depends if your tumor is a mid-gut tumor or a pancreatic tumor. If by chance, if we can say a chance, if you have a mid-gut tumor, you are included in the NETTER studies criteria, so it's easier to have the approval. We call that ATU de cohort temporary utilization. And if you have a pancreatic tumor, it's a nominative approval, and the physician have to fill a form and to explain why they want to give this treatment. And yesterday, Philippe Rusneski told me, because the approval is a national temporary agreement, but after they have to fill a form by region. So it seems some administrative people know better than our physician what kind of treatment is necessary for the patients. So they have to fight to obtain the approval. The approval is given for 3 months. If something happened during these 3 months, without starting the treatment, you have to send a new request. So it's very stressing for the patients, because they know they are elected to have that kind of treatment, but they don't have any answer. They don't know when they will start and if they will have a go or a no-go. So this is the problem we face about treatment. So I can tell you a few words about our organization. If I translate word for word, I will do it without, I'm going to talk about net without net. French sentence is, it's not a slang sentence, Simone. And so the group has been created in 2009 by 5 patients. Unfortunately, they all died. Currently, we have a 4th president. The 3 previous ones died. So the problem we face is to rebuild and to rebuild links, to rebuild everything. And sometimes it's very negative atmosphere for the new patients. So this year we try to reinforce our board. Our board is only 6 people with 4 patients. So it's very, very difficult. We are a small group, and we are organized with regions. We have contact in the west of France, one other in Lyon, one other in Paris, one other in Toulouse, and we try to build contact in Normandy, And yesterday I had a good news from a physician, a new excellence center in Marseille. So she asked me to build a few things to have a kind of group near Marseille. And she wanted to do a few things for November days. So that was a good news. Our goals for this year. And I forget to tell you, we have some pending surveys just to know the kind of unmet needs and mostly based on quality of life. And we hope results will help us to define our targets and our priority. We are clearly oriented quality of life and therapeutic education. We have some projects, and it will start with Thomas Walter in Lyon. And we are currently reinforce our cooperation with a professional network we have in France called RENATEN and GTE, Groupement des tumeurs neuroendocrines. And yesterday I had a preparation meeting with the president of GTE, and we will have a patient session in October. And we will have a new event like we had last year, and this will be the bonus of my presentation. This is the video of net cycling we did from Paris to Winchester, and we joined Net Passion Foundation with the help of Professor John Ramage, who cycle with us. So, Theodora, maybe I need your help. I can show you, this is the first time I present the video.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Hélène, j'ai un cancer neuro-endocrinien. En mai 2015, j'ai lu qu'un Dr Ramage projetait de faire 200 km à vélo de Winchester à Paris avec 3 amis médecins pour lever les fonds pour the Net Patient Foundation. Je trouvais que c'était une idée super. Je lui ai écrit pour le féliciter en disant que ce serait bien si on faisait la même chose.
Hello from Winchester, this is Professor John Ramage. I'm just sending a message to say to everyone that was on the cycle ride this year, thanks for a great time. I had a really good time. I know I was cheating slightly because I didn't go all the way to Paris. But thank you to Gemma as our guide, and thanks to Christine and Helen for organising the trip.
So I can explain about the I can explain about the rain nose because we have an association in France just to give some fun to children at the hospitals, and I do that. And Sylvette is a widow from an orphanage patient, and she decided to cycle. And she came with her dress, with the dress and red nose. And it was funny because on the boat or in the street, and every people were interested to see what it was for. Thank you.
That was a very upbeat presentation.